Thank you and good morning. And I know this has been a long morning, but I am extremely proud to be here with you today. And you should commend all of yourselves for being here. Every time I participate in an event like this, I get rejuvenated because I realize that I'm doing the right thing by trying to get students of color into law school. And I really feel like every time I read statistics about the lowering numbers of students of color in law school and the number of lawyers in the legal profession, of color in the legal profession, it's really, really discouraging. And so I commend each and every one of you for being here today. You need to really pat yourself on the back for taking the initiative to be here because, you know, even if it was somebody else and not you that got you here, it's you that's here, and it's you that are taking the initiative to learn about the legal profession. So thank you all so much for being here. And give yourself a hand. I really think that you deserve a hand because you're here. This is a big step. It really is. And why is it important that you are here? I really believe that it's because you see the potential in yourself, or someone sees it in you. And that's why all of you are here. When I made the decision to go to law school, I made it all alone. I didn't even tell anybody that I was applying to law school. I didn't even tell my parents that I was applying to law school because I really didn't think at that time that I was capable of doing it. And I applied for law school and got in, and when I got my acceptance letter, that's when I ended up telling my parents that I had applied to law school. You can imagine how shocked they were. You're what? What are you going to do? What does that mean? Because really, honestly, I didn't even know what it meant. But it was the best decision that I ever made. I didn't attend conferences like this, and so again, I commend you because you have so many resources at your fingertips. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, somehow I figured it out, but if we had conferences like this when I was young, nobody told me about them. So, so that's why it's so important for you to be here. I want to address 4 things with you this morning: money, inspiration, networking, and doubt. And I won't spend a lot of time. I know it's hard to be sitting here forever listening to all of us, but it's some valuable information that everybody has here. I mean, listening to everybody here, I'm inspired. I mean, and that's the good thing about coming to conferences like this. The acronym is MIND, and maybe that'll help you remember because, you know, a mind is a horrible thing to waste, right? So let's talk about money a little bit. I want to tell you about a young lady who recently asked me for my opinion about whether to go to a law school where she had a full ride, or whether she should go to the school of her choice where she only got a $20,000 scholarship. Because I had my very own strong opinions about what she should do, I decided I think what I should do is refer her to some friends of mine who could give her an unbiased opinion, because she was too close to me and I didn't want my opinion to affect her decision. So what I did was I had her meet with a young lawyer, a young partner who practices in law in Hawaii. The second person was a Supreme Court justice in South Carolina. And the third person was a hiring partner for one of the biggest law firms in the country. And what do you think that she chose? Do you think she chose, who here thinks that she chose to go to the law school that gave her a full ride? Raise your hand. Okay, that's probably a third of you. Who thinks that she chose to go to the law school of her choice and be in debt for $200,000? She chose to go to the law school where she did not get many funds for scholarships. And why was that? Why was that? Because she believed in herself. I believe it's because she believes in herself. She wanted to get into the best law school that she could. And that was her decision. Even after talking to the partner in the law firm who told her that her debt when she gets out of law school is going to be more than, or at least as much as, a mortgage payment. But she made that decision because she wanted to be in the best law school that she got accepted to. I spoke to her last week. She's almost finished with her first year. She has a great summer job. She's ecstatic about the amount of money that she's going to be paid. And so she feels like she made the right decision. And she, no matter what, is not going to let somebody stop her go to the law school of her choice. She did not rush to judgment when she made this decision. Her LSAT score was 164, and that was good enough for her to get into Vanderbilt Law School. She's very happy, she's doing very well, and I know that she was very motivated to apply for as many scholarships as she could, because $200,000 is a lot of money. That's one thing that I think you really need to make sure that you do, is apply for as many scholarships as you can. I remember when Justice Sotomayor was at DU Law School, I was there, and she talked about, she met with law students and high school students, and she talked about applying for scholarships and to apply for as many scholarships as you can. And she talked about a scholarship that she applied for. She said, even if you don't think that you will get that scholarship, apply for it anyway. And why? She applied for a scholarship that was from the Bluebird Foundation or something crazy, and she got it, a big scholarship. So just make sure that you don't think that it's not something for you. You really need to go out of your way, take the time, have people help you. You know, have a little party and tell them that you need help doing your scholarships, because really, you do need help. It's a lot of work. Now, what if you don't get any money? Does that mean you make the decision not to go? I sure hope not. I sure hope not. You just need to be passionate about the decision that you do make, because that will determine your success. Let's talk a little bit about inspiration. One of the things that I have found that really keeps me going is when you ask people at events like this, for example, you know, why did you go to law school? What do you do? You know, what is your background? You know, tell me a little bit about yourself. And you will find the most interesting stories that will inspire you forever. I really believe that. I remember I was at an event when I met a federal judge who lives in Colorado, and she talked about her career at getting to the point where she's a federal judge. And she talked about when she was small, when she was a little girl, you know, the boys in the house never had to do the same thing as the girls did. The girls always had to do cleaning, had to do much more, always, than the boys, right? And she remembers hearing one of her aunts tell her, you know, she's not going to be very successful. You know, she's not very pretty. She's not, you know, in fact, she's kind of ugly. And she probably just needs to get married because she's not going to be anybody. And she overheard those kinds of things. And it was very devastating for her. But one of the things that she did as a young girl, very young girl, was go to the library constantly and read and read and read. And she was at the library one day, and she saw this magazine cover, and it said that Harvard Law School was the best law school. It was at that moment in that young girl's life that she decided, I'm going to go to Harvard Law School. 30 years later, That's exactly where she went. And she's now a federal judge in Colorado. This judge is the same judge that started the program Law School Si Se Puede, Law School Yes I Can. And this is a program that I asked her if I could take this program national, because it was such an inspiration for her to see that college students, you need help then. You need help you need the direction to lead you. You need the mentors. You need people to help you along the way, to inspire you, and to give you the ins and outs of how you get there. So I asked her if I could take this program national, and she was obviously ecstatic about it. So now the Hispanic National Bar Association has taken this program national, and I want you to know that this program was specifically designed to not only be for Hispanic high school students who are going to college. It's for underprivileged students of all colors, for everyone who doesn't have the support that some people do. And so if you're interested in a program like that, you are welcome to talk to me or somebody in the Hispanic National Bar Association, because I think it's critical for all of us. And my point here is that when someone inspires you, it motivates you to make your own dream come true. Let's talk about networking a little bit, because to me this is like one of the biggest things ever. And I want you to stand up right now, and I want you to go up to somebody that you don't know and introduce yourselves to them and tell them where you're from. And just meet them and then come back and sit down. Take just a minute to do that. Okay, if we can have everybody sit down. I'm sorry I didn't give you much of an opportunity, but I am telling you that this is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, is to go to events and network, meet people. Introduce yourself to people. Tell them what you want to do, because believe me, when you develop those relationships, it's going to be everything. It's going to mean everything for you. It's going to mean a job possibly, especially if you want to go out of state. And you meet somebody from out of state and you start building those connections. Save those cards that people give you. Follow up. Meet with them again. Now I want to ask you to do one more thing before I stop, and that's to stand up. Stand up in where you are. Now lift up one leg. So you see how unstable you are, how unbalanced you are? That shows you the disadvantage you will be at if you don't network and you don't start meeting all these wonderful people around you. Thank you very much.